Hi there, folks. Just a quick little overview of our chicken coop, chicken run. I've never built one of these in my life, but watched a few videos, got some inspiration, and did my level best. Level is a funny word to use here because we live on the side of a very steep hill, and I did not pour a slab, so this building was super wannabe engineered as I went in the process. But any way you look at it, it leans because we are on a hill. But so far it has survived Hurricane Beryl and very severe storms other than that hurricane, so I guess it's sturdy at least. But here's a shot of the top of the hill so you get an idea. So that's the top of the hill, probably 50 or 60 feet above where we're at right here. So when it rains a lot, this becomes a river through here. But unfortunately, this is where we wanted the chicken coop to be, hidden behind our metal shop right here, between the shop and our home, just to help disguise some of the unpleasant smells associated with farm animals, especially chickens. And those guys over there. Great dogs. All right, here's my favorite part of this build. The egg rollout box. Makes retrieving eggs every morning really easy once we start having eggs. Right now our chickens are not quite old enough, so we have some helpful little, here's a plastic egg decoys, help them decide this is the place to lay eggs. We'll see how that goes. We should be a couple weeks away from having eggs from our earliest producers. I didn't even bother cutting the metal on the back side the right length. It just doesn't matter. We're on some acreage, and that's just no one's back there, so I might trim that off one day and use that metal somewhere else. I should also say where we live, when we dig with the tractor or excavator, we find rocks naturally all over the land. So whenever I do find rocks, I've been lining the chicken run, chicken coop, just to help make it predator proof. It's pretty filled in, but I have several gaps to go. Especially right here under this door, I'm going to put a paver or two so it can still open, but nothing can dig under it easily. Use hardware cloth on the sides and the bottom, and we used chicken wire on the top for now in that part. Here's the inside of the coop. See, we made a little ramp. I think that gets, it appears it gets used quite a bit. We used some kind of pine pellets for the bedding. In hindsight, would definitely recommend reading up on that and making sure it's crushed up finer than we left it, so that when you're raking the chicken crap out, the crap stays on the rake and everything else falls through. If you leave these bigger pellets, it doesn't work out for you the way it should. It should be like this. Really fine bedding, that way, like I said, the poop remains on the rake and nothing else does. So we have some raking to do in here later, of course, but went with 4 roosting bars, just as we can make it fit. The building's just tall enough inside for me to not have to squat down when I walk through it. So, and I mean just barely. If I wore my cowboy boots one day, I would knock my head right here in the middle. So I don't do that. But this right here, the best nest box. we think it was a great purchase. Like I said, we don't have any eggs to show for it just yet. Chickens are too young. But the idea is the red is some kind of attractant or natural signal for them to come in here and this be their place where they feel comfortable laying their eggs. I think this box that we bought here is sold as a box big enough for 50 hens to lay their eggs, because they don't do it all at the same time. We have 23 chickens, and so we think this should be enough. Time will tell. We've got a nice little window in here, open and close, with a screen on it, depending on the weather, helping get some ventilation. We also have this little fan that is not working at the moment. It's solar powered, so I probably need to clean off the solar panel, move it around, get some leaves off of it. Something's going on. But those are a good idea, especially if you have some larger ones. Multiple in the room would have been better than one. And make sure they're in direct sunlight, the solar panel that is. Automatic chicken door here, which I will show you the other side of it in a minute. This is the view if you're a chicken walking around. Cluck, 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 cluck. Here's the door. Automatic feeding. I'll show you that. All right, let's take a look at the run. Here we are in the run of our bird bath. It probably needs to be pressure washed again. It gets algae in it super quick. It's heat of the summer here in East Texas, so water gets algae in it in a matter of a couple days. So it's a process, making sure it stays cleaned out. Chickens love swings, if you don't know that. Anything they can get on off the ground, basically, and if it moves, it's just kind of entertaining to watch, and they seem to like it. The ramp we built, just give them some, when you build a ramp, just make sure there's some kind of blocks or steps where they can get some traction on your ramp, especially if it's kind of steep, the way ours is. Their feet are not made for flat surfaces, so you got to give them something that acts like a natural branch. Here's the automatic feeders, super easy. 3-inch PVC pipe, 3-inch cap to go with it, so you can keep rain and other things out. Use some of these metal straps are called. They come in a roll at your Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. Some wood screws to hold it in place. The way these things work is just they just wrap around the pipe, shoot your screw, and as the screw goes in, it tightens against the pipe, and it holds strong enough for the pipe to not slide down. So it works wonders easily there. And at the bottom of your 3-inch PVC, you get 2 elbows. This one, your last one's a 90 degree. And then this one, to make the turn, is a 45. And so what you end up getting is your food is in here. The chickens can access it. They can peck at it. It ends up all over the ground, but they clean it up later. That's just what they do. And same thing over here, 45 degree and 90 degree. And I didn't cement any of these things together. I left them just fitted by hand with no cement, no glue. And that was by design in case we had these going for a while and decided, you know what, that was not a good idea. We want to do something else with these pipes. Then we could easily take them apart and repurpose them. So far, the pros are you don't have to feed your chickens every day. In our case, these 2 pipes last, you know, if they're full of food, they'll last probably 3 or 4 days. Again, we have 23 chickens, so they eat a lot more than you'd think. But so yeah, 3 or 4 days without you having to feed them. So as long as you can keep water, you can go out of town on a weekend and not have to worry about at least feeding, watering your chickens. Over here, your run-of-the-mill automatic chicken door. These things are everywhere now. Honestly, I bought one of these on Amazon for I think $60. It had a solar panel that came with it that had a wire that I had to run up here and out here and right next to this one, which is for the vent inside the coop. I ended up taking that one down and installing a new door, thanks to our lovely goats coming over here and eating the wire almost in half, rendering the solar panel absolutely useless. This new one I found, I love goats. Love goats. Don't want to eat goat right now. This new one has a built-in solar panel on the top, so no wires. So you don't have that problem anymore. It works pretty good. I think it was the same, 60, 70 bucks, Amazon. But yeah, its default mode is when the sun comes up, your door opens, your chickens can come out. And later in the day, right before it gets dark, when enough light has gone away, basically, it'll trigger the door to close. So the chickens just have to get used to being in the coop by then. And honestly, like, their instincts have them doing that for us, like, almost right away. It's crazy how instincts tell these animals, hey, I should be in a confined space. The sun's going down. I feel safer, not only inside the coop, but up off the ground in the coop on the roosting bars. So then that's your walkthrough of our run and our coop. I guess one final thing, we used several things on the ground in here. We read a bunch of different suggestions. We ended up going with diatomaceous earth and some kind of very fine, not too fine, but some shavings. I think it's overdue for some more to be added in here. Seems to be working great so far. All right, thanks for watching.